Hello everyone, I am the storyteller of Katunga and you're welcome to my channel. I tell stories here. I write, rewrite, and tell stories from many places. I also draw the illustrations for the stories. I am an artist, art teacher, and a storyteller. I hope you will enjoy the stories and the paintings on my channel. Please share, subscribe, and like my content. It will really help me. And I promise you, it will get better. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to the storyteller of Katunga. Teh of Wudeh. Or another title could be Teh and the Fish Hook. Teh was born in one of the lakes of Wudeh. She was a fresh fish, a catfish. When she was much younger, her mother would chide her. Do not look for free food. Her mother often said, stay down here and hunt for your food. We are bottom feeders. Don't look for free food. Okay, Mom. Often, a nice grubby worm will appear to float alone on the water surface. Teh wanted the worm. Lower your gaze, you fool, Mother would cry. Again and again. That is a trap. There is a trap at the end of that worm. No, Mother, Teh murmured. It's just free food. Hey, you will end up as hot pepper soup. Come on now. Listen to your mother. Do you want to end up in a pot of hot pepper soup with fresh herbs and onions? How do you know? Teh believed her mother was too nosy and domineering. Anyway, the day came when Teh left her mother to roam, feed, play, and go wherever she pleased. But soon, one day, she saw the worm, as fat as her mind could make it out. The worm wriggled weakly and was chubby. Teh's abdomen growled with sudden hunger. I'm hungry. She decided to take a close look, just a look, at the brown worm. She looked at it and she looked around. She turned around to see if anyone was watching. But then she heard an annoying echo. Shh, you fool. Her mother's voice rang. And she replied, only a fool. Let a free meal pass by. She replied and decided to nibble a bite on the side. She bit the worm just a little bit, munched and swallowed. Nothing happened. Teh edged closer and bit some more. She swallowed and still nothing happened. A small group of fish watched her with some envy and reservation. They could not wrestle her for the treat because their mothers stood sternly by, like, try it. I will whoop you. Teh felt the jealousy and decided to chomp down the rest of the worm. And that was it. Oh, the pain as the hook pierce through the back of our throats. Oh, it was real, and it was within seconds. It was time to wriggle off the fisherman's hook. She shook and wriggled as hard as she could to break free. The other fish and their mothers stayed put because the mother knew what was going on. That is what happens when you do not listen to your parents. You get into trouble. Teh cried, or she tried to cry for help, but the words wouldn't come out. Help me! Ugh. She desperately called to the fish below, who were watching her from the bottom of the river bed. She called, but the words came out were like aggressive hees, like "Argh! Argh!" Not one fish tried to help. Tess saw her mother's face over and over again in her imagination, warning and chiding. All the warnings she ignored today. I told you not to do it, darling. Now, on the river banks was a lazy fisherman, and he was asleep with a tattered grass hat over his face. He did not see the aggressive thugging on his line. Suddenly, as he turned in his sleep, because some flies buzzed around his mouth, he awoke, and from the corner of his eyes, he noticed the war on the fishing line. Knowing that whatever fish was at the end of that hook was big, chubby, and juicy, the fisherman grabbed the fishing rod and reeled in his catch. Well, that was the end of Teh in the river. That evening, she was served in a big brown earthen bowl with fresh herbs as well seasoned fresh fish pepper soup. She was washed down with cold palm wine as the village fisherman shared funny stories with his wife, children, and relatives. This fish, hey, before I could reel it in, it was a struggle. She fought. Oh my goodness, she pulled me into the river. Yes, it was a struggle. But I won. You see, darling, I'm not the lazy man that you call me to be. Anyway, that was the end of Teh and the beginning of another story. The Fisherman of Wudeh. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope you learned a lesson or two. Please like, share, subscribe. It will really help this channel to grow. Thank you very much, and see you next story. God bless.